Who's excited to get started back to basics? I'm really excited about that. You're not broken, are you? Hey, Jan, thanks for saying hello. I know that there's a transformation immersion that started earlier, and I know, so we're a smaller group today, and that's great. We can chat. Hey, Mara, great to have you. Hi, Louis. Yeah, basics and recode. That's all we need. Sometimes that's all we need, because you're not broken. So let's uncover that basic stuff. Hi, Jean. All right, so let's get started. You're not broken, because when we compare this work compared to most personal development modalities, this method that we practice here is very different. If you're a personal development junkie like me, what's different? They focus on trying to fix the person, right? The premise is that you must fix yourself first. You must be perfect or develop enough. And once you do, you can create what you want. You can create what you're going for. You're here, and we're going to use our board, okay? And so let's just make sure that you can see. So you're here in point A, and you're going to point B, right? So you have to go and fix yourself down here so you can pop up over there. And maybe you'll get what you want. And that's the premise. So if the personal development world tells you that first you have to get fixed and resolved, people everywhere are just trying to resolve something about themselves. So maybe you're trying to resolve your money beliefs, right? That you don't have enough money, or that you're not good enough, that you need more information. You know, you got to get better, right? You're trying to get good. You're trying to be perfect. You're trying to resolve your weight loss issues. You have to lose the weight maybe before you can have the relationship, right? All kinds of premises. And so you become someone who's a resolver of self. And that resolver of self won't want you to change. And it's that endless loop, trying to stay the same and not enoughness. Does that make sense? Yep. So you are not your creation. You're separate. You're a pure creative spirit in a human body. You're not your life. You're not your career. You're not your money. And you're not your results. They're separate. They're your creations. As the perfect creative spirit, you create them. So fixing yourself by resolving your issues, your past lives, how you were wronged by someone, your weight, your money problems, whatever you feel has to be resolved before you can have what you want. Has to be resolved. It's counterproductive, isn't it? We're told that you must feel abundant before you can have money. So it's important to know that you already have enough. There are people who live in a grass hut feeling blessed and abundant. And there's also people living in mansions who don't feel abundant. It's all your perception, but the premise of feeling abundance first before you can have the money, is that really true? Notice how many people have abundance and don't feel abundant, but they do have it. You look at them and they're like, oh, they seem to have more than enough, but they feel far from it. Look at all those people who are always going for more, but the biggest manifestors on the planet don't have to go and fix themselves first. Notice all these famous people who have abundance. And they'll be the first to tell you that they're far from being perfect. Think of all the imperfect people that went to create massive things, including people that we know who were depressed, that weren't happy, suicidal even. They were still creating what they were passionate about, right? So the feeling of abundance and happiness that we're striving for is actually not necessary for your creation. It's great to feel happy and abundance, and I highly recommend it. That's the point I'm trying to make, is that we can have joy and create, and that would be awesome. So I choose to create in joy, but it's not necessary to have the creation. It's usually a side effect that we end up getting regardless when we create here. In order to manifest, it doesn't really matter about you. You don't have to be worthy of love before you can have, as some books might suggest, how to be a winner, how to fix this or that about yourself before you can have it. Sean says Vincent van Gogh. Absolutely. What's different about this work is that we remove the resistance of having what you want instead of resolving or fixing yourself. Just release the resistance to having it. To manifest or create something may not be what we've been taught. It's not about fixing, right? It's not about some sort of therapy. I grew up with this stuff, actually, all around me. My father went to healers. He went to psychics all the time. He actually taught me about quantum physics and the law of attraction when I was younger. But he did it from a perspective of needing to be healed and needing to be fixed. And guess what happened? He died alone, hooked up to a dialysis machine. When you're in renal failure, you have to be hooked up to a machine to do the work of your kidneys. And if you focus on the fact that something is wrong with you and you need to be fixed, you're sending the wrong instructions, thinking that you have to overcome yourself in order to get what you want. So what we do first is understand none of us have to be fixed. Your uncle passed away that way as well. Yeah. So think of all the books like Think and Grow Rich saying you need to think different. If you see like Tony Robbins say, it's your beliefs, and then you have to fix your communication and you have to tap away your problems. Anytime you set out to go and fix yourself or resolve something that you can't have it for, before it's done, it's everywhere. We haven't been able to avoid it up until now. You think maybe if I go deeper into self-development, then I can be enough. But the deeper you go, you think the better you'll be, but it's counterproductive. We end up with an identity. This is your ID. Your identity that, if we want more money, the perfect relationship, whatever you want, you create this identity of never enough down here. And you must fix yourself so you can have what you want in the end result. And then it will be equal to good enough on the other side, doesn't it? But this identity will fight the result because it identifies with this. This is not this. It's been programmed for years from when you were young. So you end up fighting with yourself. And that's how sabotage happens, right? We go for this. We go for it. But we're not this, we're this. Okay? The further you go towards having this, the identity will resist it. The higher the tension is, and it will pull you back. The further you go out, the more tension will pull you back. That's the, it's steps forward and back. It will create all sorts of reasons, health problems, circumstances. So you'll come back over here where it's safe to the subconscious, because it's just running a program to keep you safe and keeping you the same. It's one step forward, two step back, one step forward, two step back, or maybe you can only get a certain way and you can't keep going. You're stuck, right? So you understand that structure. The more we focus on resolving, the more it strengthens that identity, and the farther you get, the harder the pull back. Thanks. So you see how you can't resolve this. It can't resolve itself. It's the problem-based structure we talk about. It's the more you focus here, the more it just pulls you back. The more you try to fix yourself, which reinforces it again. There's that hamster wheel. There's that endless loop. And this is where most people get it wrong, including myself, for so many years, by planting those seeds of scarcity, expecting my abundance forest. Has anyone done this with money, career, weight loss, relationships, and everything else? If you truly want to create, this is the place to be, right? So I'm so glad you're here. I was too, pushing things away for years, taking another course, learning another modality. I'm like everyone else. So we can be in this constant personal development loop. As you go for something, it's different and new. Your subconscious will create resistance. What we do instead of going to resolve that you're not enough, to resolve this, we just release those beliefs and resistances. We just release it. And as we release it, then it releases that tension to allow us to go forward. And this becomes a tension instead, pulling us. Right now, when we focus on this, this tension structure pulls us down. But when we release this tension over here, this tension pulls us towards it. And that is not resolving, not focusing on fixing, focusing on what we want. But you don't have it, and you keep, and keep it. You can't have this and keep this unless you beat it right now. This has to equal to this, right? You must be the person you think you're going to be once you already have it. And you must go through the world as that person, thinking how that person would think and feel how that person would feel, behaving like that person, like that version of you, but in the now. You are already enough. You were just viewing yourself as not enough. But you're not your creation. You are enough. You're a pure creative spirit in a human body. Now go and create something that you'd love to have. But that something doesn't define you, right? You are not your career, your money, your house, or your fancy car. It's not you that needs to be work done. It's what you're going for. It takes action. You have to take action, right? To get here. There's things to do. There's action to take. It takes action to get to what you want. So in order to have your desired reality, as we say, you need to take that action. And that's where we focus on, from the identity that you're already fine and okay. You don't need to be different. You just need to have no resistance. You just have to act like it, because you're the same. You're the pure creative spirit in a human body, right? So how do we do that? Is we start with some very important questions, don't we? You guys know our questions? Let's write them down. The first one, what would you like to have? What would you Can you read my writing? What would you want to create? That's the first thing. What would you like to have? Just because you love it, right? Not something you want to resolve about yourself or get away from, but what your heart says. Very important. Sometimes we trick ourselves and realize that we're trying to resolve or get away from something, and we have to learn a true choice. It's very important. Something that you just love for you and no one else. And it's fine that it benefits others, but you must follow your heart first. How would it feel? The second is very important, is how it would feel if you had that. How would it feel to have it? We're putting a marker in the universe of how it would feel. And since we're vibrational beings, the universe understands emotions. The hippies had it right. Your vibe. How would it feel? You align with that and teach the universe. Teach your body. Teach your subconscious. And so 3 is, where are you now? What's your now? What's it like now? Where are you now? And this is very important. This is where you are now, your current reality. We call this current reality. It's the same thing. Current reality, desired reality. We talk about that a lot. And this creates a structure. See, we created a tension structure now. This is where what you want, this is where you are now, and we must have both of them to have structure, because a structure is two or more parts working together. And you want this so the tension should be pulling you there, because you focus on it and you feel how it's pulling you. We can't just focus on this without knowing where we are. And people have this tendency to avoid this. Avoid where they are now. You don't want to acknowledge it, but it's counterproductive to create. Hey, you guys are already creating. I love that. But a universal principle is that tension wants to resolve itself. Tension always seeks resolution, like hot water seeks to get to room temperature, cold water seeks to get to room temperature. So eventually they'll meet in the middle. You're hungry, you must resolve that tension by eating. So you have to create tension by knowing where you are in relation to the end result. So we ask, what's it like right now compared to that? And how does it feel? How does that feel in the now? It will pop up resistances so we can recode. So we can release those resistances. So notice that we're not setting out to fix. We're just letting go of resistances. You think that you've been focused on your current reality versus my end result tension. Maybe why I get stuck sometimes. Really great realization. To find my spiritual purpose and finances, to live it. Yeah, you just choose it. And you realize, Mara, that it feels uncomfortable. See, you created this tension structure compared to what you want. If I've already reached my end results, should I continue meditating on that choice to keep it? You can continue. That's a great question, Lisa. And I'll demonstrate with this rubber band. We never want to collapse the tension. We always want to create new resistances, new creations. You're a creator, you're a creative spirit. You always want to create something. Isn't there something else you want? You're always a creator. Aren't there more things that you want to expand on, grow, expand, and create new things? So you've reached it. Congratulations. Be in gratitude and recognize your creation and move it forward. What else do you want to create? Okay. And create a new tension structure. Where are you now in this amazing creation that you've created? Congratulations. What more do you want? Not because you're not enough. Does that make sense? Oh, thanks. Craig says, please send your comments to everyone. And I appreciate that there is a little toggle where we can switch so everyone can see it in the community, which is very helpful. I love that. I love those shares until I rest and recode. So what's in the way? This is number 5. Very important. What's in the way? And we ask this in many different ways. What beliefs, what stories, what judgments that were created to keep you safe? That's the way we're designed. The subconscious mind's job is to avoid the unfamiliar because it might not be safe for the survival of our species. That's how we're programmed. Because it might result in failure, and to the subconscious, it means death. You won't die from asking, that person out. You won't die from, going for your dream life, but the subconscious thinks that you might. So it will pull up emotions and distractions, and which is perfect because everything is working out perfectly. We are, but the subconscious mind, it thinks that it's life and death. So that subconscious mind, it's been with you since you've been in the womb, since the womb. So it's been encoding what's familiar when you were young up until about 4, 5, 6, 7 years old even. So all your family patterns that you learn and experience get coded in as safe. That's what's safe. And we also have ancestral wounds coded in from our family because it gets passed down through our DNA. It's been studied so far up to 7 generations deep that we know of. So you didn't just get your looks and genetic traits, but also traumas and learnings that might be relevant to your survival. And luckily, in this work, you don't have to know where the source of the resistance came from. You don't have to know your past. You don't have to do your past regression to find your Akashic records and all that to even know what happened in order to clear it. This is how great it is. We still can go and clear it. Like you might not know why you're afraid of public speaking or why you keep losing the money. It might not even be yours. But the subconscious also runs the functions of your body, so it saves you time. You learn how to walk once, and most of us don't have to relearn how to walk every morning when we get up, or have to learn how to drive all over again. It remembers, so it can recall all these experiences that are needed. And it holds all your memories from the time that you're in the womb, even though you consciously can't remember. And then you have your conscious mind, which is your self-awareness. It makes decisions, it judges, it deciphers, it seeks pleasure in life. And it has an idea of what an ideal life would have. That's your conscious mind. It also scans for dangers and works with the subconscious, sending information to the subconscious database. Is this safe? Is this unsafe? Right? So do you see how these two, the subconscious and the conscious, might have completely different agendas, right? Your conscious mind wants something, and then your subconscious might say, oh, that's not safe. You can't have it. So your superconscious, the energy that's always been with you, it's been with you forever through all your lifetimes, right? It's your higher self. It's eternal. It doesn't judge you. It doesn't think, oh, this is good, this is bad. It's just here for an experience, for a human experience. So you must give it instructions of what you want. It just follows your instructions, which you instruct with your subconscious and your conscious without even being aware of what's happening. Until here we're conscious creators. But you see all those past modalities in the personal development world, or even not consciously, you see how you can send instructions by wanting more money, your dream house, or loving relationships, if your subconscious doesn't find any of those familiar experiences from your childhood or what's encoded in, how you could be sending mixed messages to your superconscious. So that's how it's just taking instructions. So you're saying it's okay to have that, or no, it's not okay to have that. Oh, remember that what's encoded down here is sending instructions, and this is sending instructions. It's like, it's confused. It's like you want something and mom says yes, but dad says no. And if you're scared of dad, you're not going to do it. Does that make sense? If we communicate with our superconscious and ask for change, it's totally willing because it has no judgment. But we must send it the same instructions. We must all be on the same page, all our parts. So we can connect to the superconscious via the field of information, that energy field, and we code, we adjust, we release resistances. So you can just take the action towards what you want. So you can see we're not fixing, we're just releasing your resistance through the superconscious. That's just willing to take the instructions for the highest good. Wow, I just remembered all of my visuals have something that do now. So you've been sending the instructions that you just realized maybe you've been sending silent instructions that you're not enough, or in sending the instructions down here instead of just all being on the same page. So most of our experience is in the form of memories, or the ones that were passed down. We call them memories, even though we consciously don't remember them. We have like this amnesia, but they're there. We don't remember much before the age of 2, even though we can't remember, doesn't mean that they're not putting up resistances. It's like a football field or a soccer field, whichever you'd like, wherever you are in the world. If that green grassy field of your game of life, it's like your playing field, these memories can pop up like these gopher holes, creating resistances, tripping you up, so to speak. So when we do our process, our recode, or whatever other process we do, it's like we're smoothing out those gopher holes so that you can have a better experience in life, a smooth experience. You could just go for it. Just go for those goals without things in your way. That's what we do. We release those resistances so you can take the steps with ease towards this. And as you're creating new things, new resistances might pop up, new gopher holes, but we can release them as well. And you can further take take steps. And then we measure the resistance on a scale of 0 to 10, right? We have a scale that we use. If we're here, we have no problem getting here. It's just flowing. We have 0 resistance. And if we're here and we're like, we can't get there, it's a 10 resistance, so much resistance. And anything in between, 0 to 10, any number in between. So let's unpack that. Let's first, what would you like to create? Let's do it. Do it with me. What would you just love to create simply because you'd love to have it? Let's choose. Everyone, choose your end result. What would you just love to have? Simply because you want to. I know that being judged from so many when I was young, that made me very cautious. I was of what others are thinking and their opinions. I now know better. Good. not to worry about those, but subconsciously it sabotages my future. Really good realization. And we continue to release those, don't we? I choose to be the powerful creative force in my life. And we do, if anyone is new, we have our 4 core choices. I choose a life I love. Great choice. If you haven't gone through the True Choices training yet, please just choose a life I love, or being the predominant creative force in your life, taking back your power. Or you can choose health and vitality, knowing that you already have health and vitality. There's nothing to fix about yourself, but you just choose a healthy and vital body. Or I choose to live my true nature and purpose. There you go. I choose to live my true nature and purpose. And a fantastic vacation on a wonderful beach, snorkeling. Choose one thing. So if it's your true nature and purpose to travel, that's it. But choose one thing, or you can choose a fantastic vacation. And so let's choose that end result. And once you've chosen, how would it feel? Let's choose. Once we've chosen, let's close our eyes and teach our body what it would be like to have it from a standpoint of already being it. Already be that and go and feel it. This is teaching your subconscious that it's familiar and therefore safe. And that's why we have meditations, to teach what's familiar and safe. Let's feel that now. Close your eyes and fully go. Step into it like it's already true. Not that you're trying to get away from the now. Don't ever be in the not. Oh, I'm not stressed. No, I'm not overwhelmed here. I'm not feeling judged. Just fully be it already. You see, because you're not creating a tension that you're trying to get away from. You're already there from the perspective of being it. So already be it. Right. Wonderful. And it feels a wonderful, wonderful and successful business. This is your choice, and being able to live a life I love. Want to choose one thing. Maybe in a life I love, I have a successful business, but I have other things in a life I love. Or I choose a successful, wonderful, successful business. Because you can't hit a target with so many arrows, with more than one arrow. So choose one so you can hit your target one at a time. You can show up for as many recodes as you'd like with different choices. Choose to live my true nature. How does it feel, everyone? Feel into that. Close your eyes and teach your body the emotions and really, truly go there completely. Your body needs to know. And remember, your subconscious doesn't know if you're actually imagining it or experiencing it. It doesn't know. It's a trick. You can trick all your aspects, the cells of your body, to act like it's already true. To teach your cells, to teach. Expansive, like I can breathe easily. Yes, and just further go into it. Really teach it. What are you doing? What's going on? This is where imagination and actually pretending and daydreaming is very important and very helpful, as we were told the opposite, not to dream. It's not true. We should be going there and imagining it. And so, how does it feel? Now let's go to where we are now. What's it like compared to that in the current reality and in the here and now? I love you guys wrote dancing and painting. Great. Feeling relaxed, lots of laughter. And now you're saying it's painful now. What's it like right now? And how does it feel? What's going on now? And how does it feel? Physically, emotionally numb and anxious. And thanks for your shares. What's it like right now? Create that structure. Stressed and tense. What's going on? Sales challenges. The one who might buy from me aren't even willing to talk to me. No one has the money. Everyone is not yet. Wasting time and energy. The marketplace is not responsive. Do you see where we're giving the power? You see where we're giving the power. I don't know how to listen properly and hold space properly. The market is bad. That's the belief. That's what people are saying. Doesn't make it true. Okay, Lewis, thanks for your share. I don't know how to, the market is bad. I can't just manifest what I desire. I'm out of alignment and numb. I feel like an addict. Really great shares. This is what's down here for you. Doesn't make it true. It's true to you. Doesn't make it true, really. I would choose to be the predominant creative force in your life. Just a suggestion. Uncomfortable in my body and life. Tense, dry. That was my resistance dump. I love that. Thank you for that dump. That's what we need. We need to just acknowledge it. Bring it up to your active experience. That's the right thing to do. It's okay. Claustrophobic, confining, overwhelming. I had to embrace the feeling of now. Stuck in the old gunk. Predominant creative force choosing. Wonderful, Lewis. I appreciate that. I think that's a great choice for you. So let's continue. What's in the way? What do you believe? What do you believe about the now that's in your way? What excuses and stories do you have about that? Let's just bring all that up into the active experience. What have you been telling yourself? What have you been living by that's kind of comfortable and familiar, that's been keeping you stuck? How are you judging yourself? How are others judging you? What are you afraid of? What judgment are you afraid of? Whose voices do you hear? What are those voices saying? Let's bring it all up. Come on, let's just acknowledge it. Old emotional sadness. I don't have enough information. Not enough. Don't know how. Feeling that this is all I'm worth. I'm afraid I'll run out of money and screw up my life. I need relationships to be secure. I need a relationship. I'm stressed. Great information. Let's continue. Who's telling you all this? Where did you get this information? There's something fundamentally wrong with me when it comes to sexuality. Great. Thanks for bringing all that up. Movement, being seen, not feeling good enough, never really getting success, scared of losing my family. You see, fear of not belonging, fear of abandonment, too tired to get stuff done, faking it, wanting something that I don't deserve. Yeah, the not worthiness has been implanted. I'm lazy, I'm alone. These are beliefs that were implanted somewhere in the subconscious, not making them true, but because we believe it, we become that identity. Doesn't mean it's true. Do you see that? We just become this old identity pulling us down. Not educated enough. Yeah, I had that identity because my father put educated people on such a pedestal and then told us that we weren't enough. So, boy, that created something that we needed to constantly resolve, and we were never enough. Yeah. Yeah, great information. You guys did great. So what's your resistance level? What's your resistance level compared to that? Remember, this is a 10, this is a 0. I got some 10s, I got some 9s, I got some 10s, 9.8. Very detailed there. We got a 9, 10, we got a 7, we got an 8. Thanks for typing them all in. We got another 7, 5. It's always tuning back and forth, back and forth. Yeah, we just make little headways. It's okay. It's for the highest good. Your superconscious will release what it's comfortable with at the time. Okay, there's no right or wrong on how much is released. 8, 9.5, 9. Not even my words come out today. That's okay. The superconscious doesn't have to know the words. Chris is at 9. Thanks for all your shares. Just acknowledge them, bring them all up. 10, 7, 8, 7, 5. Yeah, great, great, great. Let's continue and let's choose to get the most out of this. Let's choose that, hey, if we choose for the highest good, whatever is ready to be released, we will be released, and we choose to release the most amount possible today. All you need to do is give me permission. I give Galit permission to access my superconscious. Let's close our eyes and listen passively. Nothing else to do, but just choose, just feel into that end result. Remember that structure that we've created. So let's do it. I choose the end result of. Let's close our eyes, give me permission, set that intention to get the most out of it, and choose to release it all. It's like that football field, those gopher holes. In this treatment, we're just going to smooth out those gopher holes, aren't we? So you have that smooth playing field of life. Let's ask superconscious, are we all connected? Are you there? Everyone here, everyone in replay can do this. The replays work, right? Yes. We're all here, all connected in the field of superconsciousness. Superconscious, can you please create a treatment plan for all this resistance? Do you see and understand all the resistances that's coming up in the active experience? And even in the inactive experience, let's bring it all up. Let's find it. Let's create that treatment plan in the perfect order and way for the highest good in the fastest way possible, treating all the priorities from all circumstances and timelines. And please, let's do a massive change history and everything that's needed. Thank you. It's working. There's nothing for you guys to do but just sit quietly with your eyes closed, listen passively, feel what you feel. There's no right or wrong. You may feel nothing. You may feel all sorts of things. You may be thinking of all sorts of things. Just let them pass. Just allowing everything to just flow through you. Superconscious, I want to treat all the identities that are in resistance from all the timelines. The protector controller, the inner critic, the self-doubter, the people pleaser, the inner child, and all the sub-personalities within that inner child, the fixer identity, the enabler identity, the perfectionist, the not enoughness, all the identities sitting on not enoughness, the guilty identity, the shame, ashamed. To a massive change history of all these identities and resistance, please. Thank you. Superconscious, do you see all the emotions that came up? Can you treat them? The emotion of fear and lack-based emotions, scarcity emotions, anxiety, overwhelm, depression. Treat all those emotions, unwanted emotions, and do a massive change history. Treat the repressed and suppressed emotions as needed. Thank you. Treat the fear of judgment. Treat the fear of success and the fear of failure. Treat the fear of being abandoned. Thank you. There's also the fear of my own power coming up. Please treat that. Thank you. Treat the fear of being seen. Thank you. Let's also treat those sabotaging emotions, that I'm not enough. Superconscious, find all the I'm not enoughs in relation to this end result. I'm not good enough. I'm not smart enough. I'm not capable enough, perfect enough, don't belong enough, insignificant, not worthy enough. Please do a massive change history and everything that's needed. Thank you. Superconscious, can you also treat emotion of resentment? Treat grief as well, please. Thank you. Do you see the original event? Can you, whatever lifetime or timeline it is, it's different for everyone. Please treat it in the perfect way, keeping the wisdom. Thank you. Tagging and treating all events from all timelines causing resistance, including trauma experiences and triggers. Please treat. Thank you. Lots of movement. You guys are doing great. Just allowing the field and your superconscious to do the work. Wonderful. Superconscious, do you see all the beliefs and rules from past, present, future? Please treat those as needed. Thank you. Find all the beliefs and rules that are causing resistance and treat. Treat those silent instructions of trying to fix or resolve. Thank you. Treat money beliefs, treat relationship beliefs and structures and patterns that are in resistance. Thank you. Good. Superconscious, can you treat the definitions? Thank you. And do you see broken agreements to treat? Thank you. Please treat those. Do you see all those family history to treat from all timelines? Please create a treatment plan in the perfect order and way and do a massive change history on all family history and timelines. Thank you. Please include DNA, family rules, family structures, family contracts, constellations, and alliances. Thank you. Good. Great. Superconscious, do you see more resistance? There's even resistance held on to in the body. Do you see? Can we create a treatment plan? Harmonious mind, body, spirit, balanced, restored. Create a treatment plan, releasing all blocks from chakras, meridians, and then also all the body systems associated with them. Create a perfect treatment plan and do a massive change history and everything that's needed. Thank you. I want everyone to go back and feel into your end result, keeping your eyes closed. Just go in and just feel it again. I choose this end result. Go back and feel it. Superconscious, do you see our own alignment with this choice? And do you see the resistances? I choose this end result and I'm allowed to have it. I am capable of having it. I don't need permission. I have all the resources, or I know how to find all the resources. I know I'm a pure creative spirit in a human body, and I could just create this as I choose. It's easy. And I'm enough now. Superconscious, can you treat any resistance to our own alignment with this choice as needed? Thank you. Good. And hey, quickly, I want you, we're not done yet, but I do want you to open your eyes for a second and give me your first and second number where you're at now. And we'll just finish quickly and I want to just check to see where you are in the journey so we can bring it further down if we can. I've got some 9 to what? Chris, if you, oh, that was old. 8 to 2, 10 to 6, 5, 3 to 0. 9 to 6, 10 to 3, 5 to 0. Great. 9 to 3, 8 to 5, 8 to 1, 9 to 4. You guys are making 7 to 0. Great. Some of you are making some massive shifts. There's no right or wrong. It's whatever you're ready to release. It's all right for you. However, if you're at 0, great. Just hold space. If you're not at 0 yet, let's just go back in and just choose that end result. Choose to release as much as possible today for the highest good. Superconscious, do you see this end result? Can we release even more? Let's go to all the priorities, find, tag, and treat all remaining resistance from beliefs, rules, identities, emotions, events, family histories, circumstances, secondary intentions, broken agreements, definitions, body systems. Any more resistance in the active experience? Do massive change history and everything that's needed to release any more resistance, whatever's ready to come up and be released for the highest good as fast as humanly possible. Thank you. I feel even more coming up. Awesome. Great. And now let's ground and anchor this new identity. In our new identity that we are, we can be it now. Let's anchor it back into the matrix of the universe, including everything we've treated today. You can continue releasing it for as long as needed, anchoring it all back now. Thank you. Coming back. When you're ready, you can take some deep breaths and you can open your eyes. And you can come back and enter. You guys did great. Enter your first, second, and last number if you'd like, and see where we're at in the now. Yes, wonderful. You got to 0, 1065. And guys, we're still releasing, even not right now. 82, 963, 952. You're 1.5. Not sure where you were before. 942, 422, 930. All good, no wrong or right. And you're still even releasing more. I can still feel it processing. 1063, wonderful. 1031, amazing. 10, 9, 6 to 3. Keep going. I love it. We're going down in resistance. 953, such a great session, Mara. Love to hear that. 992, 9.5, 3 to 1.5, and keep going. And sometimes what I know, it feels like weights were coming off my shoulders. Thanks for sharing that. Wow, thank you. You're welcome. And what I recommend, drinking a lot of water and moving your body, maybe going for a walk, maybe grounding with the earth. These are all great things to do after a recode as we keep moving through. Mine was moving from dark to light. That's beautiful. Yes, a lot of weight lifted. Great information. Thank you for your feedback. And I'm sending you tons of love. That is great. Thanks for being with me live. Thanks for being with me in replay. I think my biggest problem is I've been taught how a lady is supposed to act. Yeah, a lot of us has. It's true. Society has, hasn't it? A lot was being held. It's nice to say I'm the predominant creative force. Thank you so much. You are so welcome. Great. Tears are coming down. Yeah, let it release. It's fine. It's good to release tears. We don't have to suppress emotions. We come here with the array of all sorts of emotions that we're allowed to feel when we're supposed to feel it, not when we don't have to be chronic in those feelings. Those feelings are here for a reason. Even rage is allowed. Rage serves, right? Mama bear can be in rage when her cubs are in danger. See, these emotions are here and they're allowed to come up when they're needed to really protect you, not just to be suppressed and constantly be running the show from underneath. Does that make sense? I'm sending you tons of love, you guys. You're welcome. And I can't wait to see you again. I think I used to believe that I had to know what the block is in order to release it. Yeah, but that's just focusing on it, right? Which gives it more power. Bye, everyone. Thanks for that share. Thanks for all your shares.